China has been right all along, and Canada has been wrong, including Western media. This is a total embarrassment for Canada. There's these two guys here. One of them is Michael Kovrig, the government employee or former government employee. This guy's a straight up spy, overt spy, but not covert spy probably. And there's Michael Spavor over here. So the skinnier guy's Kovrig, and the second guy, the bigger guy is Spavor over here. So this guy had connections with both China and North Korea, running this travel agency. Michael Spavor, the second guy over here, he's now saying that he was unwittingly providing secret intelligence information or secret information about North Korea that's not publicly available. And he's suing the government of Canada for a few $1 million because the government of Canada and Michael Kovrig, the skinnier guy over here, put him in harm's danger. But China has been saying the whole time since December 2018 that these two people here are facing spying charges. And now one of them comes out in public saying that they did do spying, and one guy framed and screwed him over. So let's see what it says over here now. Globe and Mail. So Globe and Mail is a Canadian media outlet, online newspaper, and they're anti-China, anti-Asian, they're discriminatory and racist. But over here, they even admit that Canada is wrong, and fake news Western media had it wrong for the last 5 years. So over here, it says Spavor blames fellow prisoner Kovrig for Chinese detention, alleges he was used for intelligence gathering, and he's suing now. So it says he alleges he he alleges was later passed on unknowingly to information was passed on unknowingly to the government of Canada and its Five Eyes allies. And it says Kovrig was considered an intelligence asset. So how is Kovrig, the first guy, the skinnier guy, considered a intelligence asset? Well, let's check what the former ambassador from Canada to China has to say. So Jill St. Jack, a former Canadian ambassador to Beijing from 2012 to 2016, said China viewed Kovrig as an espionage agent because he worked at GSRP, which is a non-covert intelligence gathering agency. It's a program part of CSIS in Canada. So if you're like a diplomat or a government worker outside of Canada, they would talk to their local contacts in whatever country, and they'll do reports and all that. There's no bribery, supposedly no bribery, and it's not a covert, hidden, clandestine operation. It's just writing reports based on personal experiences and talking to their counterparts in other countries. So it goes on to say, Kovrig was not a CSIS agent. He acknowledged, though, that any information gathered by Mr. Kovrig would have been valuable to CSIS. It is a type of work that would have been of interest to CSIS or people at the Privy Council office who do intelligence analysis, because those were very good reports, well researched, detailed, and of course, that is why the Chinese were watching him, he said. I'm sure the Chinese regard him as a spy. So the former Canadian ambassador from Canada to China, he's an insider, and he basically says that it's not unreasonable for China to view Michael Kovrig as a spy, and he was being watched all along. And it goes on, an acquaintance or friend of Michael Spavor, the guy who had a travel agency in China bringing tourists to North Korea, said he was just utterly naive. Even though he had access to Kim Jong Un and senior ministers of North Korea, the individual said Michael Spavor never sought to exploit those relationships. Maybe that's probably true. This guy's just probably just, it sounds like Michael Spavor is just a goodie bag who got used and abused by Michael Kovrig and the Five Eyes allies, including the government of Canada. But I don't think there's a lot of hope for him in terms of getting solid evidence in court, because Five Eyes allies like the United States and whatever and government of Canada, they're not going to declassify information. The only thing he could probably do is do an affidavit, a sworn statement at a notary public or a lawyer's office. But in terms of getting classified documents, it's going to be kind of hard. But who knows? So the reports from Kovrig, they're not covert, they're not hidden clandestine operations. So maybe he could do a freedom of information or something. But who knows? It's going to be an uphill battle, though, and it's unfortunate that Michael Spavar's travel agency had to close down, because if his agency is still in operation, I would seriously be his customer and join a tour group to visit North Korea. Hope he's welcome back in China in the future to continue his travel agency, helping tourists visit North Korea. But this is just more example of how people are being used and abused by Western governments and government workers. Michael Kovrig, government of Canada, and Five Eyes allies got no regard for normal people like Michael Spavor, who are probably honest people running a legitimate business. While it's unusual business, it's still legitimate. So nobody gives a crap about anyone. Everybody, you just there to be used and abused by other people, unfortunately. And that's how Western countries work these days. Government of Western countries, including Canada, and government workers or former government workers like Michael Kovrig, they're not out to help Canadian citizens or whatever. They're here to use and abuse people for their own benefit, including their own career gains.